Welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be listening to a young lady give us her best advice for people who are going to be divesting or choosing to date outside of their race. So let's go ahead and hear what she's got to say.
Tonight we're going to be talking about tips on how to be divested, or just tips for the divested ladies. Just to cover the first base, you might be asking yourself, well, what does it mean to be a divested lady? To be a divested woman means simply that you're taking yourself or removing yourself from environments that may be filled with people or things that you no longer desire to be around. So let's jump into the tips. Right? So tip number one, why you're doing it. Don't just do it because it seems popular now, or it's a movement or a trend that's picking up, steam or whatever. Like, really assess your life, your dating life, and really decide if it's for you. A lot of the women, if not all of the women that I know that are divesting like myself, is because we're doing it for very solid reasons. I think for me personally, I became a divested woman when I realized that the world kind of rides on Black women's backs, right? The world kind of ride on our back. It's almost like we're expected to carry the weight for everybody else.
Black women carry the weight for everyone else. The world is on the backs of Black women. What in the heck is she talking about? Is she serious right now? Like, she does realize that there's help for most women in every sense of the word. She can get medical assistance, she can get food and childcare, Section 8. She can get plenty of methods of financial support that's out there. Free food for like young moms, WIC, I think it's called. Like, there's plenty of options for people. Now, granted, they're not going to give you a free ride. They're not going to give you like a lifestyle that's going to be lavish or anything. But if you're a beggar, I mean, you can't really be a chooser, right? So it's like, you better be just grateful for what it is that you are offered. That doesn't cost you anything, because for the rest of the world, we have to get up and work for what we have. And now I'm not saying that's everybody that's Black, but I'm just saying, like, it's strange that she would say that Black women feel as if the world is just on top of their shoulders. Maybe that's her and her situation. I can't say that I myself, because I consider myself a Black woman, although people in my comment section definitely like to tell me otherwise. But yeah, like, I would not say that I feel like the whole world is on my shoulders. I felt like there was support at any and every turn in my life. I was a young college student. I got Pell Grants and things of that nature that helped me. And there were programs available to help people like me who may be, barely making minimum wage, trying to get to and from school. So it's like, I don't know what she's talking about with that. I don't know. I mean, I think perception is a lot in this life. I think the way we perceive the world is more so how we kind of maneuver in it. And I think the law of attraction is something that everybody needs to study. And I also recommend a book by a gentleman named Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book called Think and Grow Rich, because it definitely delves into self-esteem and how people view themselves and what they're able to mentally attain. The point I'm trying to make is, we basically have in this life, or we attract what we have in this life based upon our thoughts about it. So if you're constantly feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, then guess what? It very well will be. But if you're free and you're confident and you know that, hey, you know what, maybe this situation isn't the best or most perfect situation, but this too shall pass. I'll be in a better place as long as I'm working hard and doing what I can to achieve my goals. That's how you gotta look at life. You can't look at situations as so definite and finite and like there's no chance for change. Like, because there always is.
I got tired of feeling like just soak up what it's like to be a woman, because people were expecting me to always come to the rescue and fix things. And I just got to the point where I'm just like, dang, for once I want to be the person that can depend on or call on somebody else to fix it. I don't want to be the fix it person anymore.
I don't even mean to stop it again so soon, but I just wanted to point out the fact that she said basically that her real reason for divesting is because she doesn't want to deal with broke dudes anymore. Let's just call it what it is. She's trying to say it in a more eloquent way, but that's what she's alluding to.
So that was a big reason of why I chose to divest. Also, another big reason for me was just because even though I mostly dated outside of my race, the few men that I did give a chance within my race just kind of solidified it for me because, you know, it's just different mindsets. And I just came to the point where I'm just like, yeah, no, this isn't working. And I'm not willing to wait around and really continue kissing frogs to find my prince. I'm just not there with it. I'm not willing to keep putting up with subpar treatment and excuses and, you know, a lack of accountability. Tip number 2 is understanding that you're gonna lose friends. Hell, you might even lose family members. New things can be scary to people. That kind of weight, that kind of dead weight hanging around you is gonna really mess with you.
So you're willing to cut off family members, the people that are for sure in your lives and who definitely have your back, for random strangers. I mean, and I'm not against it or anything. Obviously, I'm a biracial person, but it's just always funny to me the way people always try to build up the other race as if the grass is so much greener, and I'm here to tell you it's probably not. The reason you keep attracting guys that want you to take care of them is probably because of your low-key masculine energy. You say you want to be able to feel feminine, but when you're in relationships, you obviously don't exhibit those behaviors. And so, therefore, you keep getting the same results. And how much you guys want to bet that she's a divester with all this divesting? You're trying all these different things, dating all these different people and stuff like that. Does it ever work and get you a husband at the end of the day, which I thought the ultimate goal of dating was, but I could be wrong. It could just be for the sexual experience for a lot of these women, but I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section.
You definitely want to get beside other women that are on the same wavelength as you, that's thinking the same way you are, that wants the same things that you do, just because hanging around dead weight like that can really have you second guessing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about the dead weight is that they're not just going to be there silently, but they're going to be there questioning every single decision that you decide to make for your life. Tip number 3 kind of piggybacks off of tip number 2, which is you're gonna have to categorize your friends. But I do compartmentalize people in my life, and that might sound really like messed up to some people, but there's no confusion and there's just order, right? There's just order in your life. So with that being said, me embarking on this journey as a divested woman, there's just certain friends I wouldn't bring to certain areas with me just because there's a very high probability that they're gonna embarrass me. And I don't know about you guys, but I get embarrassed very easily. So if you're not on the same wavelength as me, or I just feel like, you know, and I'm trying to put it as nicely as I can.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to put it as nicely as she can. She's basically saying she doesn't bring her ghetto black friends to the events in which she could possibly meet a white man that she could be interested in because she feels like they would ruin her chances with them. Yeah, that's what it sounds like in a nutshell.
You know, if you're just real loud, real out there, real audacious, there's just some places and events that I just will not invite you to. If they're not necessarily that friend that I can be like, okay, I know they're gonna come through and I know they're gonna slay, then I compartmentalize them in a way that it's like, okay, you're just not gonna make the cut for this particular event. The final tip of being a divested lady is just having your own mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and understanding that your lifestyle is gonna offend a lot of people. You're gonna face a lot of backlash. Okay, you're gonna face backlash from friends, family, and just straight up males that are bitter. And
you know, I normally would see that whole situation, but I can almost guarantee there's gonna be guys in my comment section, particularly black men, that are like, you know what? No, I'm totally okay with her divesting. And then I'm pretty sure there's also going to be white guys that'll come in and say, no thanks, you guys can keep her.
upset that you're casting them to the wayside and you're moving on from them. Depending on what stage you are and how strong you are mentally. I understand that sometimes that can feel real and their words can really feel like it's holding weight and it's true, but my dating life is proof that like everything they're saying is a lie. And the psychobabble bullshit that they put out there to try to really get inside your head and mess with you, it's not true. Because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have interracial marriages, right? We wouldn't have successful interracial marriages. We wouldn't have such the high rate of successful interracial marriages that we do have. So as a divested woman, just keep that in mind. You deserve the life that you want. You deserve to live in luxury. You deserve to live in your femininity. You deserve to not have to work harder, but work smarter.
I swear, it just never ceases to fascinate me the way so many black women are willing to just throw black men right under the bus, but then they will be the first ones to jump up and say,
hey, you guys aren't defending us.
But it's like, you basically just said that don't be afraid to live in luxury. Don't be afraid to be feminine and stuff by divesting to any other race, I guess, than black men. Don't you think that's offensive? Don't you think it's offensive? Just how it may be offensive the way some black guys get online and talk about how they only want to date light-skinned girls and this and that. You want to live in luxury? Divest, because a black man basically can't give that to you. And that's definitely not true. There's definitely a lot of high-value black men who get married and definitely stay with them and have wonderful families. That's not the crap that the media puts in our faces. They would rather put the Mauries and the Steve Wilkos with black women, you know, with the baby daddies and the screaming and the hollering, you are not the father type stuff. All the toxic bullcrap. They would much rather perpetrate and basically blow up the idea that black people are toxic and, you know, therefore they need to divest. And I don't think that's what we need to do. People should definitely have the right to choose and date whoever they feel comfortable with. Like, depending on your personality type and judging by her personality type, maybe dating somebody who was a white man would work better for her, just based off her personality type. She's clearly not your typical chick from, like, you know, the hood. Like, I'm not trying to sound offensive because, you know, some people will be offended no matter what I say, but like, I'm just trying to talk in a way that you would understand. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Are you offended by this, or are you totally okay with it? I'm offended by the fact that you want to try to basically say that you can't get certain things from black men and that you can get it from another race, just like how you don't like the way black men may uplift, you know, the Beckys of the world. They don't like to hear this kind of stuff either, and it's certainly not going to help the black community come together and unite and make better families. At the end of the day, you guys tell me what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time.